Hello and welcome to the Mud Home. So, there's an awful lot of stuff on my website, so I did just want to show you around in case you're getting overwhelmed, lost. Um, we'll start with the building because that's usually why people arrive here. It ought to be common sense, I suppose. The building is where the building is. However, of course, there are some other things going on. It's kind of separated into the main subjects that you would want. I choose all my favorite articles to put under those headings. And I love the inspiration page actually. There are those that tell you it's impossible, and there are those who just get on with it. That is the honest truth in this game. Just get on with it is 99% of the time the right attitude. And all these people did just get on with it, and look what they made. I've also got under the building is the off-grid living. A lot of articles on off-grid living, and if you haven't tried my free, it's completely free prep course on off-grid living. 5 questions to ask yourself. Do so. People have a lot of very unrealistic ideas about going off-grid. So if you are considering it, it's free. Jump on that course. People like it. And here at the Mud Building blog at the bottom, Mud Building blog there, this is basically all the articles I didn't know where to put anywhere else. And my most recent articles are also here. This is the one I've just written about, Kim's Place. Wow, in Scotland. It is separated under headings as well. So you'll find, if you're looking for certain things, you can find them under there. However, if you're still not finding what you want, come over here to the search bar and just stick what your question is in. Let's say Earthbag issues. Let's see, I want to know what are the issues with Earthbag. Here we are, the most common mistake people make in Earthbag building in extreme weather. This particular, the problem they had, it's all the issues. So you can write something a bit more specific in there and home in on the exact article that you want. So let's move on now to the books. These 3 are my own personal story. They're very cheap to buy, honestly. And Mudball is the most popular, for sure. Charters my magical experience in Turkey on a mud hill, building an earthbag house and not knowing what I was doing. Oh, what fun we had. I've also got here off-grid roadmap, and I do just want to highlight the Mud Home PDF package because this is actually very, very popular. All of the Mud Home, everything of the how-to, at least, everything, hundreds of articles are in this package. It's just 37 quid and you get hundreds and hundreds of articles, all illustrated. Composting toilets, how to make one, 2 more types of composting toilet, building for free, all the earth bag stuff, natural building, so mud as mortar, lime wash, how am I to make it, experimenting with limecrete, everything that you could possibly think of to do with natural building into a hillside, domes. Are you sure you want one? Everything. Well worth it, and you get to support the Mud Home at the same time. This website doesn't run on hazelnuts, unfortunately. On the About page, I did just wanted to mention the off-grid roadmap. I'm super pleased with this. If you're thinking of going off-grid, first do my free off-grid prep course. Then, if you're still thinking about it, I strongly advise you just shell out 33 quid and do yourself a favour, because people get royally lost. when they move from a normal urban setting where you're turning taps on and switching, pressing buttons to get things to work. It's a very different world being off grid. And people are not in this is the trouble. People have no idea what they really need and in what order. And in your first year, you do so want to get your infrastructure in and do things in the right order, because after that you start getting tired. And if you do it right at the beginning, if you get yourself set up and you get things done which you need to do at the beginning, the rest of it is beautiful. If you don't, you end up cold. Winter gets there, you're cold, you haven't got enough water. You're trying to feed your goats and it's just a nightmare. So well worth it. Quite an in-depth, and it's also got planners so that you can actually plan your project. Now, going to the About page, here's where you can find consultation. If you want a consultation, again, I do get surprised that people don't do this more often. It's like, I'm not very expensive, all right? Any screw ups or just not asking the right questions to an expert can cost you thousands. I don't know. If it were me, I would do that. Now, courses, here are all my courses. These are the paid courses. I don't do many actually. I generally believe for most things, just get on and try. That would be my first piece of advice. But Earth Plaster is the exception. It's tricky and it's too frustrating. Ask me how I know if when it goes wrong. It's trickier than people think. And Lime is the other one. That's not a very expensive course either. And yeah, that's all about Lime because people seem to get very frightened of Lime, and I wanted to just get people empowered to use that stuff. And of course, my workshops, my in person, I don't do many of them, only 1 or 2 a year. But if you are interested, next one's in Bulgaria. My blogs, these are my stories. They're all free. My mud home, every month I used to write from my mud home in Turkey. I've got that whole series there. And when I was building my barns in Spain, and restoring and completely rebuilding mostly the ruins of the barns. Here are my projects. So that's the results. That's what they looked like by the time I left. Okay, so I hope that helps you navigate the mud home. And I do just want to say, if it is expensive now to run these sites. I don't do adverts. You don't have pop-ups. You don't have any advertising on this site. So it's only possible because people support on Patreon. If they didn't, I can't do this anymore. So if you are benefiting, do consider, a $5 a month, and you'll get a podcast. You get a place to ask questions as well. And you get my monthly updates. You get to see what I'm doing, and I talk about things that I don't really want to say in public. That's for what I consider my little kind of circle, basically the Patreon group. So that's all. Thank you. Enjoy the mud home. Build something, take a picture of it, and send it to me. I would be so happy. Take care, folks. Bye.